in sustaining growth and profitability. Introducing the Asia Viewers' Choice 2008 category, we would like to invite you to vote for your Business Leader of the Year. Select one of the 11 shortlisted finalists as your vote for the Asia Viewers' Choice Award. Vote online now at abla.cnbc.com.
Presented by the following partners.
Catch America's #1 sport and the most lucrative sports league in the world on CNBC. This weekend's NFL playoff action. Gerard's 32-yard run on 4th and 2 set up the winning field goal for the Jaguars with 37 seconds left on the clock. The Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Then on Sunday, the Washington Redskins versus the Seattle Seahawks. Sunday at 7, followed by NFL highlights at 9:30.
Taiwan's legislative elections are coming up tomorrow. Polls indicate that the opposition Kuomintang looks set for victory. Taiwan's economy is estimated to have grown 5% in the last year, slower than some of its neighbors. And as for stocks, the Taiwan market is up 8.7% last year, a lot less than its regional peers and well below levels of 2000 when Chen Shui-bian first won the presidency. So what could a Kuomintang victory mean for the March presidential elections and relations with China? Sean King is Vice President at Park Strategies, a business advisory firm. He joins us now live on the line from Taipei. Sean, good to talk to you again. Let's talk about these legislative elections coming up this weekend. First, we were talking offline a couple of seconds ago, and you were saying that what is pretty important to note is the difference in this upcoming election because of the way that they've changed and reformed the legislature and also the voting process.
Good morning, Martin. Yeah, the current legislature is 225 seats. Where you actually had 100, you had candidates from the same party sometimes competing for a single seat. And people would vote for cast one vote only. Now you're going to have a downsized legislature of 113 seats, where you have members from different parties competing head-to-head, and then voters also cast a second ballot for a party. And 34 of those 113 seats will not be directly contested. In fact, they'll be distributed according to who voted how for the party ballot. We have 73 seats that are going to be voted on directly, 6 reserved for Aboriginals, and then 34 seats distributed among who does best in the party vote.
Okay, so I mean, in the event of a Kuomintang victory in the legislative elections, just how much more or less will it mean because of these changes?
Well, Kuomintang should win. It already has a slight, it and its blue coalition partners already have a slight majority in the current legislature. They're expected to increase it even more. Realistically, you could expect them to get somewhere around mid-60s seats. Some polls have them up as high as the 70s and have the Green DPP down as low as 31. DPP is shooting for the 40s. In terms of the economy and relations with mainland China, in the short term it has no immediate effect because the legislature cannot enact the kind of policies that Taiwan needs to move forward. But it does set the tone for the crucial presidential election on March 22nd. And the Green base, the ruling base, is pretty demoralized with the sluggish economy and Chen Shui-bian's family's own corruption problems. The blue opposition base is completely energized because what it sees is just having barely lost the last election and presidential frontrunner Ma Ying-jeou's recent double acquittal on corruption charges. So, interestingly enough, also the legislature, the new legislature, will convene and take office on February 1st, 7 weeks before the presidential race takes place. So in the short term, the legislature cannot really do much, but it definitely sets the tone and builds momentum for the president. And if the KMT is able to secure, say, 66 seats or above, it would be a tremendous boost for Ma Ying-jeou, who's already ahead 10 to 15 points in most polls.
All right, now what would that mean for Taiwan-China relations?
In the short term, again, not much because nothing can be changed before the presidential election. But if somebody like Ma Ying-jeou were to win the presidential election, it gives him a legislature that is much more functional, through which he can move the groundbreaking legislation that Taiwan needs. For instance, direct flights, lifting the cap on mainland investment, allowing Taiwan banks to operate in mainland China, and letting in mainland tourists to help drive the local economy in Taiwan. If he has a fractious, divided legislature like you have now, even if he is president and wants to enact those policies, he might get stopped in the legislature. He has a very pro-KMT, functional, clean, efficient legislature. He can enact those groundbreaking reforms with very little opposition.
Okay, Sean, great to talk to you, sir. Just that time, got to go. Sean King, Vice President of Park Strategy, is on the line live from Taipei. Next up on Squawk, we'll get over to Emily Chan. She's going to help me get set up for trade and for Taiwan.